Hold on one moment.
Chief DeCarlo.
Hi, I'm Mr. Jeffrey's assistant. He's out. We just had a few questions for you.
Okay.
With respect to the incident involving the Belgian diplomat and his wife as she was trying to breastfeed her child at the Metropolis Country Club in White Plains. I guess, first of all, I'd like to know, why did Detective Scott Harding ask that the doors be shut?
Well, this is where there was a fabrication of the news report. I mean...
that was according to eyewitnesses that he was yelling this.
Which eyewitnesses?
Well, I can't name sources. We've spoken to quite a few people.
Then, I wasn't there, so what's your question?
Why, according to eyewitness reports, was he walking around with one hand on his gun and another on his taser? Was it considered an emergency?
He denies that. There's been no complaint made against the officers were there. So
okay.
He denies that happens. He has no reason to lie. We had nothing to do with the breastfeeding. The breastfeeding was done. We had no comments on the breastfeeding. Somehow people read that we took them out of the building because they were breastfeeding.
I suppose if you were to assume that it was being regarded as a genuine terroristic threat, that more officers would have been dispatched.
The officer said that Mr. Nieves said when he arrived, he said the management there thinks I'm a terrorist because I have a knapsack. How the reporter in the Post, or if he now turned it around that the officer said that, I don't know how that happened, but the officer said that he's the one who they think I'm a terrorist because I have a knapsack, and turned that around to say that the officer said he was a terrorist. That wasn't the case.
And I guess the question would arise, could a single officer effectively repel or defeat an onslaught of terroristic activity? If it wasn't
I don't know where you're going with this. It sounds like you're like the New York Post, so I have no further comment.
Well, no, wait. I just had a couple more questions, if that's okay.
Well, the Metropolis Country Club, first of all, is a pretty inconspicuous place. They have signs up, members only.
Right.
The only way that I'm told that you can pay for a meal there is to have a card that you're a member. They don't take cash. They don't take credit cards. That's what was referred to me. So, and it's an inconspicuous place. They arrived there. Management told them to leave. The breastfeeding was done before we got there. We didn't know anything about the breastfeeding. We got there, and we advised them that management, the Metropolis Country Club, wanted them to leave, and please do so.
Right.
The officers left there thinking nothing of it, and then 3 weeks later, this gentleman goes to a reporter at the New York Post, and somebody obviously is not telling the truth. They were trespassing. It's this has taken on a whole thing with the breastfeeding. We had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I've gotten emails that people read that article that we even tasered the baby. So
no, and of course I don't buy into any of that.
Have you talked to him? Nieves refuses to make a complaint.
No, I have not, and we've been trying to. But according to a couple of the articles, the couple were informed that babies were being used for terrorism in Sri Lanka, which I didn't know was, plaguing the country there. So this is news to me. At any rate, I wanted to get to the bottom of the story and really get both sides of the story, because I am very interested to know why they were allowed to eat at the country club if, in fact, they were trespassing.
Well, you need to find... We were told that they weren't allowed to eat there. They were told to leave.
Was this before or after the breastfeeding?
I don't know. We weren't there until after the breastfeeding. After they were told to leave, they refused to leave. That's why we get called. They wouldn't have called us if... you need to talk to Metropolis.
Okay,
we just got there to relay the message of the establishment wishes them to leave. It's a private country club. They have a right to decide who can eat and who can't.
Now,
whether they ate there or not, it's like if you invited somebody into your house and they started smoking cigarettes. Nothing illegal, but if you told them to leave and then now they refuse to leave, you would call us and we'd say, the gentleman that owns the house wants you to leave. You have to leave.
Your point is very well taken. And the only other thing I think from a legal standpoint, I know that women going topless is legal in New York City.
Well, it is. It is legal. We would not make an arrest on it.
Okay, but breastfeeding in public would be illegal?
Breastfeeding in public is certainly protected, and we know that. Okay. And the way I've gotten 20 or 30 emails, somehow they read that article that we were not allowing this woman to breastfeed, which was not the case.
Okay.
There's two separate things going on here.
So the officer is under no kind of investigation at all?
No complaint has been made.
Okay, great. This is something I wanted to be able to clear up because it seems like there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I just...
And the gentleman, Mr. Nugent, said to the officer when he arrived also, what does the stun gun make you a tough guy?
Oh.
That's where the stun gun came in. So why is he saying something like that? And,
I see.
And if, I think he was antagonistic from the start, according to my officer.
It gets blown out of proportion a bit in the press, and I understand that. So I'm going to call the country club back, get some more information.
Yeah, I think that would be important to do.
Well, yeah, we've already got some conflict and details, and I'd like to talk to somebody a little higher up over there. So I'll get in touch with them, and I thank you again.
And I appreciate you, saying giving both sides, but I don't see how this became such an issue.
Well, it was something that hit social media, and how.
Yeah.
People.
I think it was misconstrued that we're telling people not to breastfeed. That's not the case.
I'm glad to get you on record. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.